Yeah. Yes. Chidi, I was asking you, what the Abba in the Black Stars? First of all, Omu coach. If you know, I really even know, so Omu Chibini Nyanju maybe. And second of all, first the president said Ghana will not, and our government will not sponsor people to the World Cup. And now we have the sports minister also saying government will sponsor 800 people at a cost of 9,200 and something dollars per head. Sad news with me, no, you're funding.
Kwasi, baby, I'm the man who see you. Otuado sacking, it came at the wrong time because we now have almost 71 days to the World Cup. Now we sacking will coach adding a World Cup or no what prepare team no. And we demanding Otuado to be sacked no. I check because Oba and you who is a born or born as a players need an arguing neighbor. You need football, you can be say identity. Ghana Blasters in it. So Spanish for born now, you could see that this is the identity. Or England now. We say Thomas Tuchel our identity be already obo. And then I contribute to my team. It mean by Blaster the Libya we say and also no do Nibi. We need identity be. And if you have such a coach now we call World Cup. Well here it will be a disaster at that place. And that place, a place that every player want to make a statement over there. Because an avenue for them to market themselves very well too.
It's the mecca of football.
Yes. After the 2010 World Cup, there will be a place in Bikupi. Kevin Prince Boateng was heading towards Genoa and AC Milan for Eberfan because of his splendid performance at the World Cup.
Yeah.
Now to the Nkofona Abayani so best sponsor of the Omako World Cup. You see, idea about John Dramani Mahama one Abayin at Brazil fiasco a World Cup. Sasem no besine eda so enama was a free anchor.
Yeah.
He was a potential presidential candidate.
Yeah.
But because of that fiasco, was she in a political career to the extent of a whole committee or be party committee anymore. I was feeling for him.
Yeah, the coefficient in the
yeah, took also Kubeba Konane boy or Kasi Okoto Kubeba was a $5 was $10 bino. And or buy no accounting the way I know see soon the how and you're more fame at that place. No. That's a buy no say baby say you nipa 800 air co World Cup. Well, say almost raise fans to sponsor such people to the World Cup. It is a good thing. And I applaud the fact say the ambassador now or US, and among say on gather supporters in US and make it easy for them. Send them on Babeka 800 no one ever normal the Omako Stadium. I can support the Ghana Blaster. But Otuado corner the Ebebo and I didn't the Obano and we see Opobio a very experienced coach. At least was steady team for some time. Matidi say Benjamin Ofe has been around the team. He knows the players. So he knows how to
arrange the former Moroccan national team coach.
Because of the achievement of World Cup. He is the first African coach to reach the semi-finals. On the first African country. Of Morocco. Recently, African boy, on another coach in Morocco after he resigned. So he knows how the World Cup. You beat me about here, the African, and Ghana is aiming to qualify and get to that semi-final stage, at least be third, and I say before that's Omaba become Morocco or my SR record. Gradually, a time will come, an African team will win the World Cup, and they start from somewhere. So we need an experienced coach, or Babeso team, and who said this is how you players be morning ball or club side. I teach you to say Antoine Semenyo. Okay, the will see Bob power club side. Now Oba Blaster and I see to me and funny and why a hagana for
and I have what I say because Baby or Bob or pitch no look or stadium no
player be
fans in the behavior. What cameras now you
talk.
What to told the when we study my
Have
you not been complaining? No, Europe.
That's to tell you, say over the years we haven't been faithful to our football. You say a football. Your co-World Cup bear this. I think that this is the fourth time.
I think the fifth time.
This is the fourth time I ever called World Cup. No, I think in
Germany
2006, 2006, 2010, 2014, 2022. So for this is the fifth time.
Yeah.
You see, can you can't see pram. You need to be pram. So sports facility now complex now. That way you be. But Morocco more facilities or more. Even Senegal, the way they've invested in their sports now, anyhow their players are performing now. What they compare, they grow. For players and so on. Fine, they are talent, or more talent, don't beat me. But how much are we like what's maybe investment Benny I will look at football as Ghana, all count Ubufu.
Yeah.
Because the one akasana ubufu.
Yeah.
Because I say, oh my, the last time who a trophy. So last time a blaster IG trophy. Can I'm sure Kwasi it no be our yasi. 1982. We squad na GN.
Oh, no, okay.
We squad na GN. Now they compare 44 years. Blaster, me say blaster cried trophy that. But investment akos aside no. Can the same investment no call other sports discipline and kabana your Benjamin Azamati be 1,000. But they be an investor of blaster. They be and it seems say every minister be baby and the focus of blaster.
Yeah.
GFN baby their focus is on the blaster. They don't focus much in our local like in our local league in how they invest the kind of investment. Also we local players so they do certain standard. Of South Africa investment on my even Tanzania, our players are going to Tanzania, Ethiopia to play. I'm not saying that it's bad
to play in their league.
I'm not saying that it's bad. But we're scared the more
Ghana players, sorry,
yes,
Tanzania,
Ghanaian players are Sudan.
I see.
The kind of investment are
where local league negu.
Na mo local league. Na mo league. Na league from first to be eighth. Omo points in your say yeah the koro.
What do you expect after the dismissal of Coach Otuado?
I'm expecting that there should be a proper plan, not only for the Blasters, but for the entire football fraternity in this country. I believe that this current GF and also a Saki will be they failed us. The kind of hope that some of us we had in Ketuke or by enemy whom Fasubia Abaso.
I see.
I've not seen what he has done. Yes, a bus be raising certain standard, be a man football, but in terms of what we love, the Blasters need a local league, me catch us Boko to play 5
Minim coach credit.
But Boko to players 5
Very well. AB, I know you are sports avid. I am not very much inclined when it comes to sports, but when Black Stars are involved, I try to pay attention. Now we have our coach sacked. Barely 70 something days to the World Cup. Is it 70 days?
Yeah, today about 70 days.
About 70 days to the World Cup. How do you situate that? Is it a good move? Chidi is saying the timing is wrong because we are short of time. We are barely to the World Cup. A new coach will have to come and acquaint himself or herself. Is there a possibility of going for a coach to come and then familiarize yourself with the team and everybody? And then we are barely 2-3 months away to the World Cup. What do you say to that?
First of all, I think they always say when the aged succeeds the aged, you have only postponed the funeral. So penny, idea, a year can wedding with Tuasheda. The focus has been on Utuado, but I am maybe someone say, what about the appointing authority? But what they may no. Or more appoint to Utuado, no, should have been the first people Ghanaians should call for their sack. Because in no serious country and under no circumstance, and Uncle Biti so Utuado, a Black Stars manager.
In the first place and in the second place.
Both stinks. As a matter of fact, he even gets worse with his second coming. Because the coming of Utuado the second time was just an act of opportunism.
By who?
Oh no, Utuado na ankasa.
But he didn't bring himself. Somebody brought him.
Utuado. And the Ghana, a boy, you play off. And I mean, personally, you see the word qualified Ghana because will be boy whole 5 matches.
Really?
And the could do point,
Yeah.
And an Ipanen to me, I do have Konya Pamon and they do to Dubai. So about 2 matches. In those 2 matches, Utuado didn't win. Now me Barbara Sports Stadium and Ghana and then Nigeria ball go let's draw. And afi you call a year Nigeria. I call ball 1-1. A honum patron de me patron. After that game, in December of 2022, after a call World Cup IFIMU group stage, and Utuado organized a press conference. I be a Ghana referee. And catch a Ghana phone in say. Even though GF in a person or continue for continuity sake, so they be able to build a team, I bet to me acquire winning, a perform better in the next World Cup.
Yeah.
Utuado share Ghana phone in any catches or no. The commitment with Borussia Dortmund club said you know even a manager
Mm.
or scout.
Mm.
And na countryman so go friend a coaching scout or a
Mm.
scout coach.
Mm.
No, a scout.
Mm. One of players at top man.
Yes. At youth level.
Yeah.
Now, or respect the contractor, but what them or respect the
Metie.
contractor, Borussia Dortmund,
Ede
and
ama
then
no.
assign the contract in your winter. It says, or sign call back,
Mm.
irrespective of the fact that the GFA were willing to table a new contract
And give
for
him the national team
That
of
is
the
the point
country.
of the country.
He was itching to go back
Yes,
and be as a banker.
but you see, it
where-
was part
mobile
of a
banker.
larger scheme by Utuado.
I see.
Initially, Obeje Ghana, but Nigeria again or the World Cup, and it was just to expose himself.
Yeah.
And if luckily Senka Ghana to me qualify out of the group stage near dear Kakra,
Mm.
would have opened the doors for him to get clubs or Germany in
Yeah.
particular.
Yeah.
And Komobe family.
Yeah.
The family in our Germany.
Yeah. I
So he
it.
had no plan to come and stay in Ghana.
I get that.
So Ghana was just a stepping stone for Utuado.
Mm.
And it backfired the first time. So he thought, let me go back to Dortmund.
Borussia Dortmund.
Mekwa, Ebian Kakran, I can climb up the ladder.
Mm.
Okoye, until he was appointed again in 2023, nothing changed about his position with Dortmund.
Yeah.
An
Yeah.
opportunity in the bed down. Now, the Mama dream about appointing authority in American, the Ghana Football Association, and the Ketu Kreku. Omosha Black Stars coach. After Otuado cancer, and same way, Ghana, they kind of plans on Dortmund, and then I come out. Ghana Football Association had the criteria. We say, it may be and I say school, school.
The requirements.
You will school na the
Yeah.
requirement.
Yeah.
I say we meet.
Yeah.
When you meet that and out to me qualify.
Yeah.
Omo call university na anu ye. What's if we? Obi ho nyanko beko University of Ghana.
Mm.
But program of person no cut off point no ni ho.
Yeah.
Nti wakwa akọ any university bi a enye eno.
Mm.
GFA criteria omo de ba no omo say omo pe coach a
Mhm.
waji abodin waji so obi anim so waji oye proven winner.
Yeah.
With a top men's national team or club.
Mhm.
To coach Awaji laurels, trophies, or either a national team bimu and our club. That was the first on the list of criteria. Our mob EPA. The second one, almost also say, must hold the highest, must have the football philosophy that aligns and complements with our DNA. Ghana, you see a ball, the friend our growth.
DNA no bro for now we can.
Yes, GFA criteria coach before the third one was must hold the highest football license
Yeah.
in the world with over 15 years of coaching experience. 15 years. You got the highest license in the world, a UEFA certificate A, license A.
Mm.
At that time, Otuado didn't have it. As a matter of fact, Otuado has never even been a coach, not to talk of meeting a 15-year criteria.
Mm.
Now, the last one at GFA for now, say, must have a proven track record in team reconstruction, organization, and development of young talent.
Here's a person who has never been a coach.
So, Otuado, and as of that time, we were made to understand that over 100 CVs had been submitted
By other coaches who were
by
interested.
other coaches, top European coaches,
Who were
including
interested in the
African
job.
coaches.
Yeah.
Omo nyinaa no was emitting our criteria.
Yeah.
And the GF, for whatever reason, decided to Otuado. The only candidate who didn't meet even a single one.
Was it because of money?
In fact, he didn't
was-
apply.
It was the one. That's the
He didn't
word.
apply.
Did
Why?
not even apply.
So winning,
Apply.
yes, sir. Who said Juma Biano? It was an act of opportunism. Or Juma Biano said, because you were Juma Bia that baby.
Mm.
Obi Oba no abe find a pen,
Mm.
actual application, aqua printing a CV, and then a certificate, copies of the akono.
He needs it.
It tells you that person has the desire for the
Yeah,
job.
He's prepared for it for a long time.
Yes. So over 100 CVs were submitted.
Mm.
The person who didn't show any interest and found a home.
He didn't
Some people
apply.
coach or moon pick wa apply for na wa han ho pako paper certificates ni ade ade aba. Sa ni pa na friend ni ade adwuma na share ni
How did that happen? Is it politics or what?
everything, nepotism, politics.
Goodness.
And you see, the most important factor here was about control.
Of the team.
And that has been what GFA boss Keto Kreku, the tool we used to Ghana football since he assumed office in 2019.
Mhm.
He's a control freak. He wants to have control over everything, every aspect of Ghana football. The league, the junior national teams, and then the senior national
Did we not
teams.
say the same?
So he brought in someone
he could control. Oh.
So okay, before Chris shooting a national team,
Wow.
there were rumors all over, and even during his tenure,
Mm.
there were always constant suggestions say the GFA at loggerheads.
Mhm.
The only reason was because Chris Houston was not their man.
Nah.
Chris
The
Houston was
government.
actually the government's man.
Yeah. Okay.
He has good relations with the
President
Akufo-Addo
Akufo-Addo
family
and,
and the likes.
Mm.
So they felt with his experience and exposure, having coached top players in
Mm.
even with that, the GFA didn't like him.
Because
And
they
Obadi,
could not
they
control
did
him
everything humanly possible to undermine him to make sure he failed.
to frustrate his job.
They
Yes.
succeeded.
I see.
And Omkofa, Utuadwa. Any of the other coaches who applied over 100 CVs no receive, especially the experts now, meeting that record.
Mm.
There was no way they will allow someone like Ketu Kreku to control them.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
Ket brought in someone who didn't have the desire to coach Ghana.
Mm.
Someone who had told us, no, Ghana kind of plans. So Dortmund,
Mm.
and Crown no, scout no,
Mm.
and who yana chain, or be coaching penny for, ball, top flight football, Europe, or
Mm.
Jiska Kessin,
Mm.
a channel.
Mm.
And you go find buy.
I
So what were
see.
you expecting?
I see.
Now, Otuado na Nkasa so is part of his own downfall.
Mm.
Oh, me who manager na coach or ye a walking contradiction of Onwane Juma or ye Echen Otuado.
Mm. How?
In one breath, Otuado promised Ghani and said, I will come and play beautiful football.
Mm.
Onwane catch it.
Mm.
The next minute, no, say make it quick U-turn or say, but mean to me assure me of results. How is that possible? How do you play
Biji football na nene Bobo
Results
samba
is the
na.
only actually say be winning matches and I see a cut tournament be yadi. But you be beautiful football.
As a football, the more time class in politics.
Yes. Then another minute, the same Otuado comes to tell us that he has an idea what he wants to do with Ghana national team going into the World Cup. Okulusu 5-1 against Austria. He also or a very reactional or reactive coach. He only reacts to what his opponents does. It is the most infantile statement that any coach can make. Say, oh, go into a game, you don't have your own plan.
I'm going to look at
What
my opponent is doing.
Your opponent and the better
Goodness.
That's the kind of the caliber of person we brought.
All right, so I can see you're not surprised that he sacked you or relieved
The
him.
truth is that I have never been surprised by anything connected to the name Utuado.
Very well. Let me get this. What is this thing about government position on funds to the World Cup and then what the minister is saying and what the president is saying? Have you heard the
Mate,
two statements?
We don't learn. It's the one thing it's very synonymous with Ghanaian culture. She will be I mean, divertic Accra. I want to say Accra, Newtown, and then be a Buego. When you say people started raising concern about Sadan
4 years, 5 years ago, yeah.
Kumasi, then be see your coin so that could do. People about some months ago, I'm a man for a post on social media
because
young
of
Kamoshi,
yeah.
The Black Stars, they are the same thing. 2014, you could go in mass for Brazil. You swear sika, a ferry sika na Brazil streets muna ye shuffle money. Now security. He became the ridicule of the whole world. Sports pandas in who be sada a belittle ye. You buy a CSC committee, Jamefe Commission, respected judge, so Supreme Court.
Now he's a justice, yeah.
Yes. And Nipa nim the four no more committee, including lawyer Fuamoni, came up with a report. And in that report, they were categorical, they were crystal. Said, on no account should the Ghana government ever airlift supporters to a World Cup.
Now, this is a new government.
Committee report by the next AFCON, which was 2015. The same thing.
No, what does committee?
You know
what is their problem?
The countries who go to the World Cup.
I'm coming. Let me establish this. What was the committee's problem? Java Effect Committee, that recommendation I don't get. Is it the fans that are more LFT? No, managers misuse
No, it was
the fans were in the stadium all the time.
Taxpayer funds.
Yeah.
And how to
those people are also taxpayers themselves.
Yes. So a lot of the Brazil incidents, no one say, aban sika ye say no na Ghana fo ani anyedin enje ho.
And that's yeah.
Because
all other countries, most other countries
there was also reason for that. Commission it na who say Amaya Sebu, Omu Yasi, Omu Skachen, Impa, you to me call
Yeah, what?
Mopacho,
Thank you.
Esro Musika,
They left people.
Omu Farm and Fonko.
Is that so?
No.
Yes.
England does not take supporters to a World Cup.
You find your own trade.
Neither does the United States. As a matter of fact, United States football team, no, US soccer national team, it is privately funded.
Of course.
US are buying $1 and support to the
US
US.
have had
national
any
team.
team, yeah.
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 Even in
Team
England.
no buying them who can support us no more.
England or more because the US or more FA.
No,
Yes.
England is the FA that sponsors.
That's the point. England national team is the football association
Yeah.
and the funding.
Yeah.
The government doesn't
No, the
contribute
prince
a
is the
pound.
head of the FA.
Exactly. So the point is, we don't learn. A buying babo supporters because we'll be benye bi.
Of course.
That's the point. And untra, Jamafa commission for Egusu say a document.
And the
public
same
document.
government or Tremao.
That is the point. Until say a commission of experienced football administrators,
Judges.
public servants, including judges,
Lawyers.
into made the report, but say a mere leftisika and Franco national team camp be other. And my young fast supporters and any tournament. Now, by saying, me, I'm a tell you, then I'm to make.
Very well. Very well. Viewers, yes, somebody was asking, are we now doing sports? Come on, man. This is a national issue. We have to talk about it. And don't forget, we don't just talk about current affairs and politics. This is current affairs. It may not be politics, but it's also a social issue. And so that is why we needed to take a bite. Now, let's look at two other outstanding issues before we come to our main. This one I'm bringing in CJ. President Mahama has been meeting, we call it stakeholder engagement with some sectors of the public. And a few years by, first of all, we have Maminka and then we can not pay all radios. Maminka has on count. I buy more happening for the Papa na bre or Kasakra na miamiti pains, Emano, because Japan crowd winning campaign in 31st January. I don't know if you was a him for saying, Facility Kennedy Yabu, who you know. On board, cry pressure be announced. President free UN assembly by a cry. 1 minute 2 days cry was I by well. Congratulations, Mr. President. You stood your ground. Look, he's been telling people what he calls the honest truth about Nema. These sectors say we share first of all, almost say the position on LGBT net saying of a sort of LGBT at long last, and who he has a menace be any was a nay, Nemani be as a bear couple by so can be a women happening, but in Yadi, which my dream, at to her. Afe, Galanson Tokanon as a Sedusicano, Nadia, ye bania na, ye stop one night, you never in anything. Say be a him for name and non stakeholders no be a movie, and you say me hand NTS. And some other Koma ODD. I mean, say what to be. Now, how do you take it?
First of all, I mentioned Chapman Jr.
Yeah,
is
Chapman.
One constant,
Very consistent.
very consistent with the name. My member was him so. Was in an adam there some 5 galamsey.
That's what movie.
Na bazooka ne M4 ne AK-47 ne yedema soldier for ne bi won nanam for no ana.
There
So nanam ba mu sese.
some more minor movie. Almost say stakeholders.
Stakeholders akwasi. Galamsey etu ahi. Ono ankasa wa admit say no crofone etu.
So be a bit more.
Was in no crofone etu. Yes I no kan. It is a who say crofone etu. You know answer from Akajo.
Like I said in Crawford, it was some of his people.
I was no na bet trem kwa me faso amenti de okan na see you. Who twinku me twinku. Twi na yet no bia na de oti. O say no crofone etu. To kan sase am say on crofone etu dia say na say we ne kan simple kra. And one say what from we ya ban no mo na ye unpopular nti galamsi na mutu no munyai. Ti.
Yes, sika no too.
What you say wanna make come back.
Sure.
Say here. You say offense gold export cost.
It's about 5,000 an ounce.
You say smuggling. You just smuggle. There's no smuggling going on in this country. And you go say, "Omo mutu galam say no good. Omo de fine."
Good word neto.
So to legitimize it, I don't know. So what you say? Tina no crop for nyahu mutu bi. Iti galam say assembly go say fan tonche. Sa ne be kono be ensisa. No crop for one wajia tum say no crop for ndu but why dey so say wajia tum say omo netu. The fan tonche na member LGBTQ plus,
Okay.
whatever how many plus there is. again, first of all, I'm saying a World Affair, is a World Affair Council forum be occurring. So what take that interview now? I don't quite diamond send the Okokan we not see no.
What affair forum was it in Ghana or out there?
Out there, I think
see.
New York when he went for the Tama this Lincoln University Renegon giving him the honorary. He did or an interview with the I don't one of the I'll find the interview and let you play. What he was saying literally is like the same thing consistent with what Kufuor said when he was president. Say one, and yet something right now, no, you need enough measures for it. It's like it's not even necessary at all. Literally, so trust say that interview with that hour over there now. I think some most people in pay attention to it. He's trying to say it's not necessary.
Say they know as I know this is to organize it.
Exactly. So it's a handy when him say everything to a policy in ye.
Okay.
But over there now, I also appeal to the international community. No, he literally bent say it's not even necessary at all, and that a private member be and a person they bill neighbor. Private member so. Yes. I will find that interview and then listen. Say over there no quite a diamond.
I'm not surprised, bro.
Yes, it's diamond from. I hadn't they say or person him say. Especially your friend say Catholic friend is a bishop conference. Say they are there. What I say? Enti enya me nwanwa. Ukaya me catch you say Tama President Mahama fighting for reparation. I say almost peace bia. All they are looking for is apology. What did I say here? But say apology bia and this for President Mahama so more apologize to you in the first place.
For
what say be almost say o mind this one. So what I say? LGBT also buy our sign. Buy na was no. In fact, continuous with friend say previous administration we all agree and ISPI. But also one kasa be private member bill BM. You are going to do that through consultation. Say be state sponsored. Fantastic. Me ti hey, me akosi nya one view. You say LGBTQ ye here law bia because it's necessary. But I'm speaking, say, on said President Mahama stand as opposition leader, and I'm speaking on what he said.
Yeah.
But be in favor of the bill there, I'm not even in favor of any bill at all. Because what Tiana Chidi also lifestyle and say when you appoint that. It's up to you. What's one any appointing in that?
It's already in the criminal code.
Who the one any appointing in that? Say what time of best. So when a person only appointed when you from a friend say human goat at the end of the day, human goat. Yes, a friend of mine moon transit Kwasi Mensah it's not necessary. I have made that friend say over and over again say that's my stand, and then of course shares say I also saying say you also say would share the same view. AB I don't know about AB view, but me that has always been my stand. Say we don't need any LGBTQ law in this country of ours, especially when enough laws are to see a kasa o jitum say woni na sebi ba waware na native you crown current Ghana law no so wokone se woni ne koda na wan fa be so de fa na ko fe yetimi chi
report to ahwe
offense.
So yes, I don't quite say natural. Our current law no say on natural canal. So we go for baby, we dey call na pack of fan chain by mistake. Fan chain. So what I say, e people so on pe BJ we call report to say am na e BJ sisi our current law no e be jail you. Today I was say sorry say kwa new law. By e tena ha no ma Sabi Sam George. E tena ho kasa was there. Sam George say nyende. Lessons no ati muno nyane kasa na de lessons ne man.
Yeah. Oh, tell them no there. Mama ncho. What say? Wa na mo pase mo body janda mo be kuku. Wono is uncookable. Because the more kafa no ho say wakasa mo dim individual so bad. Or yema the party or yema JDM so that JDM will come back again.
Now,
and he has achieved that.
Has he not been rewarded for?
He has been rewarded. So he's telling you that you can cook him.
Okay.
And I think for that one, I agree.
The apology not make they will not apologize. They will not apologize. Our lifestyle. The be honest, AB say politicians and Ghana and Kasa in particular. No, yes, you free. So what I say, MPP was in power not long ago.
Yeah.
Now, no more be brave or no more ya. Okay, no more be defending.
Yeah.
Unim say only make we. And then me but oh yeah, opposite of what you said. Oba be kano, ye benyo obi amana be defending ne kama. Na no de. Forgetting say Ghana for nye say he wano na do.
Yeah, we.
Wasem na wo kan ye ni hu opportunity say na obe transfer debate ntia.
Yeah.
Ba me ti bi fie ndem afa me ho adwen dada.
Yeah.
That is what they don't know. Na the Cocoa Assembly.
Mm.
They were saying, oh, now the case is dead. Cocoa farm. I'm saying, what? Cocoa farmer not in the class and the bus school fees or couple was saying, and that's what said the three more.
I did.
Make no mistake, sir. When you be a man, transfer, and if you have a Canada, the matter is dead. The
No, it's
matter,
not.
the same thing's happening with the road contract.
Mm.
No, me hear a friend say, Asempa, was it yesterday?
Mhm.
Asempa, Suleiman
Brahma
Brahma was there.
Okay. Yeah.
Sami Jafi called in, and then look at the comment on the bootlickers
Mm.
and then the Siko fan.
Mm.
Come, he's a young chap, he's a brilliant. I'm saying, hey, we are brilliant. Mumu koswara munko. Me say a choir and says, 14 million a year.
Mm.
And to me, I say, Obi na mo catch and say so sourcing is a thing of the past. In fact, we better curtail the abuse of so sourcing. Let's admit almost 44% of can acquire within 1 year. 44% of your road is so sourcing. Now, who abuse the system?
That is a crime.
That's no, yeah, a crime.
It's a crime to me.
Fantastic. Say
Yeah.
the number can say social contract don't money sign
Yeah.
or they have committed a crime to us.
Yeah.
Because based on saying I can say I'm pam so sourcing the boy chrono. And my meji to muko to abamo say I'm pam. Here no ma bebre President Kufuor ya so sourcing.
Mm.
Now also about in fact a very real circumstance. What can say real? Not just say
Intensi.
adwuma na wo kwa kopen me nkwa na betimi aye.
Mhm.
It will ye competitive tender abeba be see me aso.
Mhm.
But road a enim say sebi nipa bebre ye bi wo krom ha.
Feeder
Now,
road.
wotimi the road ma obi a register in 2 days time na ma the contract.
Mm.
Wotimi ma obi koto TV 8 billion nipa no yeso obi okra ne Sundays ne sign contract.
Mm.
Now we say because of what Kelly matters and all that.
A busy company staff of 1 or 4.
What I say?
I am an
What I say?
multi-billion Ghana cedi
And then
contract.
yes, even we are not contractors, we are not engineers.
Mm.
But yes, asamoba unya wo try research na wutie.
Yeah.
Right now we've been told say your category A1, AB,
Yeah.
Contractors.
Yeah.
You only more certain road contract more.
Yeah. Maybe.
Well, and then we have to might have a long track record before you get that certification.
Yeah.
So what I say,
Yeah.
enti so wo de ma bibi say be Kofi Job, wo de ma Joseph. It is just how they are in this system for a long time.
Mm.
Now if I hear this documentation coming out, none of them is on such road.
Mm-hmm.
Na asemba ho a. Now we catch here say one kasa. Now can say me am here you know.
Mm.
Wait to convince me say one kasa.
Yeah, babe.
Well,
Chidi, I'm coming to you. CJ, Bombay 5-6 issues abom. Because we've been here. The last time we were here was a week ago.
yeah.
Yeah. Oshe sa so sourcing scandal here. Fourth estate the Bible team. Now to compare NDC position on so sourcing some 2-3 years ago and what is happening now. Oshe NDC position on Galamsey 2 years ago and what is happening now. Oshe NDC position on LGBTQ plus 2 years ago and what is happening now. And now for the president to also be saying what he has been saying, which I don't want to say sycophants and bootlickers, but people that like him think that he's being honest with the truth. How do you juxtapose these three instances? The position of NDC then, the position of NDC now, the president's so-called honest admittance.
Kwasi,
Yes, sir.
what's the last week me said your principles are your supreme laws.
Yeah.
And you can only change your principles when you apologize.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm in my fatun. It is hard for a politician to
Last week,
apologize.
it
It is hard for a politician to change his or her position.
Yeah.
Right? Who position? Oh yeah, now you're very explicit.
Mm.
Say so source in the idea MPP for a de boy chrono. Oba Bema, see you were not against it, but you were just speaking. Say they were abusing it. Na so source in the money. Obi kache say omoba it will be a thing of the past.
Yeah. The president on about 2 occasions, State of the Nation 1, State of the Nation 2, and I think Finance Minister 2, and Okudjeto's pronouncement was before, but when they came into power, the president himself has hinted on stopping and banning and then making it rare more
Hmm.
than several occasions.
If the leader is saying that I'm against this, then
Mm.
why is the subordinate doing it?
Well, he has also asked the minister to prepare his documents and meet him. So it presupposes the other minister, no minister, on our contracts with all these huge monies involved in the president was not in the know.
Who approved it? And your cabinet no more approve it. So how
Yeah,
can you tell
yeah, I
me
was
say
coming there.
but-
how can you tell me
87%
say-
I
approved
said
cabinet
it
in it.
the
presupposes.
cabinet is not aware?
If the president is aware, why is he still summoning the minister to come with his documents to him to explain what again?
So also per clarity, be a Juma no case on coin one.
Alright.
So
Okay.
let's give him the benefit
So
of the
continue, sir.
A friend say big loot.
Mm.
Na omo de buy no.
Big push.
Big loot.
Meaning big push.
So I mean big loot. No more de buy no.
Is it the same thing or another?
The flagship of the president.
Mhm.
What has
He promises in 2020.
yeah, or say that is his flagship and kasa program of Babe. So in any DH3, in fact, it's the most friends say they are so
The legacy, I
the
would say.
legacy of person
Yeah.
How can you tell me say 44%? We
Of
have not
your
going by
legacy.
Suleiman Brahma
Yeah.
87, 80,
Yeah.
81.
Yeah.
Sorry,
71,
75%. No, 44% of roads. No, president the near DH3.
Mhm.
And then just minor roads.
Mhm.
Yeah, roads are in fact.
Look at the money's involved.
The money is involved.
Mm.
So president is not aware.
That's what
Say he didn't even find out from them. Say was it done through sole sourcing,
or
competitive or restrictive?
Mm.
I don't accept that. Again, President Mahama said say cocoa farmers in Chiomoka.
Mhm.
Meaning the only
Well,
different
3
game
months
and
now.
castle.
Yeah.
Meaning say all the end what is your muska there.
Okay.
Question?
Continue.
So who?
Mm.
It's the one that CJ did. Galamsey too. We have somebody in this country who told us that the president can stop Galamsey within 1 week.
Some judge is not a serious somebody.
I'm coming. I'm coming. That the president can stop Galamsey in 1 week. Some even told us that the president should declare state of emergency. Remember when they came into power?
And the man,
And
Jampo, NDC.
And we started talking about state of emergency. Someone response by
Mhm.
Kacho. If the era that we have gotten to, if a political party will go to opposition, it's not about scandals.
Mm.
It's about your principles.
Mhm.
What you said yesterday
And what you did today.
what you are doing today, and the reason that you are giving. LGBT, it was clear. You were against it. You made it clear to us that you will sign it. Obey sign. Obey now must say old parliament no good idea. Yeah, will be actually fine. You have a super majority. You are a supreme leader.
Mm.
So you have what it takes. Say they can bring that bill under certificate of agency.
Mhm.
See any CC any passing. Senegal, proud of Omo Dado, Omasa Domono.
Yeah.
Criminalizing it.
No.
Yeah.
Open
Penalty,
my
that's
pen,
how
go to
too
twelve.
Publicity, exact copy of
Go
it.
and read it.
The normal file.
I see.
That probably when you encourage it, like publicize
Think of my
it.
80 grand.
Yeah.
And come on, we did not.
It's interesting, guy.
Hey.
It's me, I just happen every
Hey.
month.
What's a Kufaro as some kind say it is bound to happen.
Mm.
A process.
Mm.
Someone say a Nkuma Yedi.
Mm.
Nkuma Yedi, people will start researching about it. What is LGBTQ? Fanipa 10. At least 7 research here on you, but at least 2, 3 no back say, okay, ADHD, 2. So 2 will end up being an advocate for this group.
Mhm.
That is how it starts. And last week meeting, community was there.
Mm.
Na first na me see nyembra by sisi an yensisan because say ye DBB co parliament say obi ku dual citizenship obetima a public
Mhm.
obetima hold the public office.
Mhm.
These people will structure a perfect strategy and come into our system as if said they are coming to help.
Mm.
And by the time we realize, they will take over the system and pass the law. Simple.
I see.
We have clergy people that trusted the government. So when they come,
Really? Trusted.
what wasn't the president meeting the clergy?
Ask CJ. Me, I told them that even if I don't care how well President Mahama, Speaker Babin, Sam George, Monin promised the people of Ghana, nobody in this country can pass that law.
Kwasi,
Forget about Senegal. Senegal is not as
we are
important as Ghana.
gradually we are
I'm
getting
telling you.
to that point.
That somebody will hear.
You see,
Mm.
what the president said earlier on, that it is not a priority
Mhm.
because there were basic needs. Why didn't you tell them at that time, the electorate at that time,
Mm.
say the LGBT wasn't a priority? Now, on my crown, yeah, that's what baby in developing who you are quite basic needs, are very important. I don't know one can't jump. But you see, the LGBTQ plus na enya ade bia na shede hia Ghana for gidi.
Hey, still in here.
Mo na mo bedi nkomo no. And the Ghana ni a, in fact, we have some clergy people who were directing their church members to vote towards a certain party.
Yeah, they did.
We have some religious leaders where they were
did.
directing their members to vote on
Yeah,
or certain to vote to for a certain political party because of the LGBT.
true.
Nakasa say mo chira o ma. Do you think says our religious leader no could congregation and no mu bisa say na wona aka che say ngoto abanema o man panyin say oba LGBT no be sign na oba e wontimi sign and komo edition na. How will you feel? Your integrity no render it down simple no. So in 7 no one can no, and I feel for some George. I feel for him because we reading the statement now, the guy was speaking out of pain.
Yeah.
So when the party came into opposition in 2016, some of the party members feel shy to even associate themselves with the NDC brand.
No, but you see, about Sam George statement there, I feel no pity for Sam George.
You feel
Honestly,
no pity for him?
I don't.
Yeah, me too.
I don't feel pity for him. And it's basically this. You see, integrity is the cornerstone of human existence. So we be joy you being June there. The pattern of life will be lady. How consistent you are with your words, how consistent you are in keeping your words and promises.
Yeah.
Oh, Ghanaians' issues with Sam George has absolutely nothing to do with how he struggled or toiled to bring his party.
What kind of struggle?
It was about your position.
Thank you.
How consistent have you been in your position? As early as March 2025, Sam George assured Ghanaians that President Mahama will sign into law the LGBT bill.
No, the bill was
had he spoken to President Mahama to know whether it was a priority for him before he made that statement or not?
I doubt.
So all Ghanaians are saying is that these are your words. Yes, and nothing convicts a man faster than his own words. Yeah. Ghanaians were only playing back to you things you said ahead of an election. Do you still believe in those words or not? It has nothing to do with emotional blackmail. Now, at some point, people didn't want to talk about show up for the party, and even senior members of the party who had been ministers before were all hiding and young people.
Don't mind him. What is he talking about? What did he do for the party?
Toil. It was about your principles. And we've heard people like Sam George, Sam Okuja to talk about the fact that they are politicians whose values are founded on principles. The reason they are in politics is to make sure that they prosecute politics of principles. So in 2024 or ahead of 2024 elections, if your principle and your values were that Ghana culture does not subscribe to LGBTQ activities to the point that the same St. George even led people to go and raise down billboards and the likes in Tama. And assured Ghanaians that no matter what, NDC and NDC government would pass that bill.
They also raided a certain house saying that
so
LGBT people have come to come there.
So my point is, I don't feel pity for Sam George in that regard. If he had been attacked, say, oh, he probably is. There's this conversation among NDC full soldiers. Say a lot of them toiled for the party, and now people who didn't even, want to be affiliated to the party are being given positions. And the Ghanaians are accusing him of such. I'll pity him, but not on things that are factual, founded on, evidence. You said A and made promises to that effect, and you are not delivering, and then you come and you are crying and trying to emotionally blackmail people. For me, I don't buy into that.
What I was trying to say is that I'm not speaking in context to what you are saying, but I'm speaking in context to how he stood for his party and the people that were cheering him when he was doing that. And he was expecting that same people to come into his defense when they start playing the audio.
No, but the point, defense of what?
You see, AB.
To come and defend you that you didn't say those words or not.
Not to defend that he didn't say those words, but to defend him the way I'm out for cooking. Because at that time, I'm not all cookie MPP for people were in support of him.
Yeah.
No, but Chidi, even if I were a typical NDC, full soldier, I won't defend him. Because let me tell you, don't forget that nowhere in our culture in Ghana do we subscribe to LGBT activity. There's none of the ethnic groups.
Forget about the G and no, it's
now
just about
people,
L. and
Exactly.
the B and the G.
Yes.
That's where how
But
far we go
that's
in
the
Ghana.
point. My NDC for now, we expect of maybe be defending. No? There are majority of them who also want that bill to be passed because they feel like it infringes on the values of where they come from.
Yeah, religious and cultural.
And you assure them.
Mm.
Let me tell you, there are a lot of people who actually voted for the Obiani reason to
Now, I
about.
say
Yeah.
about Odu, be a reason
So
to
they have
it.
a majority. I said the Church of Pentecost actually went to submit a petition
Yeah.
to the Speaker,
Yeah.
Parliament.
Mm.
We had the Catholic Bishops' Conference and
Mm.
other bodies, religious bodies, including even traditional authority,
Mhm.
the GAN, traditional council. So a lot of these communities or religious groups actually impressed on their members
Yeah.
to vote because this party had assured them that those people may be NDC for.
Mm.
So you expect those same people who don't believe in that thing to come and defend you just because you are NDC. No, they won't.
Mm.
And that's why I don't pity Sam George when it comes to that particular
Okay.
subject.
Yes,
Okay.
and I share a similar view
With AB.
because as someone now can say you believed in it. Now can not for political expedience.
Mhm.
So what you say?
Mhm.
In Tisan and Samna no can even after election, now they were yet to be sworn in. Obukobusa now can say Bahama will no,
Oh,
have
yes,
no
that was
peace.
even after the election. Oh.
Will
About
have
2
no-
months
that
after
was
the election.
at the end of the election.
Yeah.
So what I say? Why we need election, maybe right? Unim say, in fact, indeed, with your experience as a parliamentarian, he knew say the law now Kufuor answer no.
Atwam.
So what I say? Yet still he stood there and said President Mahama will know no peace. In
And
fact,
not, and not
Precisely.
even just him, even the majority
Yes.
leader,
Yeah.
Mahama, I also assured
That man has
people.
been speaking as if, well, I have to be
Oh,
charitable.
so what I say? Until he knew all this.
Yeah.
So in fact, the law nankasa no moye no. There was conterminous to abano the last parliament.
Yeah.
I didn't I died.
Um,
And non-existent.
Yeah.
In New
There's no bill be at the baby
Yeah,
or
yes,
what
a new year
And
civil
it was
bill.
at that point that the majority leader assured that it will be relayed.
Yeah,
The
to be
new
relayed.
processes
And-
will
and
be
they-
started.
Now we
They-
have a
they
case
done that in process.
ube for
Kwasi,
public sympathy.
Let me land on
No,
one.
you didn't land.
Yes,
so I
sir,
want
go
to
ahead.
Yeah.
If you read his statement out, where he landed, say he did all this to make sure that President Dramani Mahama comes to power.
Mm.
Now he said, "Why then? It is a man so they defending and now or change any
You
you
could
could
feel.
feel
Yeah.
because your person or achieve no idea.
Why
Why
achieve
achieve very so as someone I can't no. Why obey the next NDC flag bearer on our him
On file.
on found because what he was doing, he did it so that President
Specifically for JM.
yes.
But Chidi, that even gets worse.
And I
So
mean,
what it means is that you deliberately
Yes.
told Ghanaians
Misinformation.
you lied your way into government.
Just that.
A similar accusation that was made against the previous government.
Mm.
Yes.
And we heard even the president himself, John Dramani Mahama, on numerous occasions
Mm.
highlight the fact
Mm.
that the MPP lied their way into government.
Yeah.
They knew that a lot of the things they had promised
Yeah.
Ghanaians, they were not going to do it.
Yeah.
So if you
But this one is quite a blatant
means
lie.
that
This one,
Sam George is actually admitting,
admitting
that
he
they
lied
knew very well
all
there's
this
no
way.
way
Yeah.
they
Who
believe
we are
the
not
whole
saying no.
LGBT
Right now,
agenda,
no, I
and
said
they
we
were
are
only lying to
be
Ghanaians. It's
See,
that's even worse.
yet here you can say
Easy.
crown. Obi to how be awarded things yes somebody be
Mhm.
we are some misinformation.
Mhm.
By a canny pa what channel misinformation power
Sam
Ghana
George.
ha
Yes,
Sam
Sam
George
George.
and then his NDC cohort.
Kujetu,
So what
Sam
you say?
George, Sammy
FPP was very tolerant, but in your media no my painting woman such a way say they were rather hunting people on based on what they
Where
they
the
have to say.
media yeah, they be to me now. Okay, me. Somewhere last week, we heard say Kumasi sports presenter back. I confirm some allegation and that no Kobe Houston person will make it say Jan Kroma at the time never pay man 25 million just to pay Accra. I don't know.
Yes.
And no say backlash by. Are you surprised?
I am not surprised because that lady, you know, Ankasano, she already denied say the
Way
contract
back.
way back.
Yeah.
But propaganda, only be mad serious.
Mhm.
The regional minister
Mm.
tweeted it.
Yes. And then Prince
Which
Kobe
is the
Houston-
same. There's not friends say you near someone.
Mm.
Yes, so serious. Say
Mm.
the whole regional minister
Mm.
he posted something on official handle.
He has been posting all
Wabra
manner
on him
of-
say he misinformation.
Yeah, he has been saying that MPP got 38% in the last year.
Yes, which
even
is
though
a clear misinformation.
he has been
Deliberately,
doing that
you know,
every day.
a defining misinformation. I said, so it has. Adia unim say enya no kre.
Na they be a
Na unim say enya no kre. Na de be a consider be a accept say no kre.
Mm.
Misinformation. But the whole regional minister, only law in new cyber law, they are say misinformation yet serious offense say criminal law and misdemeanor and bull. You keep misinforming people 38. As if he
Yeah.
doesn't also you learn it. Knowing clearly say
Medical
prior
doctor, for
misinformation.
crying out
Not
loud.
just medical doctor.
All right.
He's actually a learned person.
Okay.
Kwasi,
Yes.
it's the-
You have to end anytime
NDC
soon.
for what one air question, they need to be very careful because the next presidential candidate, will be in the just as it happens to Dr. Baumia. Say it got to a time they were campaigning against their own policy.
Yeah.
When I'm implementing e-levy,
Yeah.
but I'm almost say campaigning to e-levy.
Yeah.
See a baby trim. When
Yeah.
I'm implementing betting tax, and this betting tax cry and jibida. What had the next you can't you could do 2028. Now you sign that next presidential.
Come on, Sayo.
MPP for so decided about a show.
All right.
So where LGBT na gas of mobile sign obey. Now so kwaka say me ba me sign. Then Ghanaians as you say the one who even campaign or the by election one sign. What guarantees obey sign?
Okay. I think we have done about some 71 minutes. Yeah. It's about 11 minutes after 7 here in the studios of Afro City Extra. You are watching Hot in the Evening, and you may show it on Mondays and Wednesdays and Fridays. Me, CJ, Richard Chidi, and sometimes we get some eminent people who pass through so that we take a swipe at what issues are happening. But today, our august visitor has a particular lecture that he wants us all to have. What has the NDC done to be attractive to everyone? I don't think they are attractive to everyone, but they are saying they have become attractive. And what must the MPP also do to become attractive? These, my friends, we have to open our ears and eyes and give our brother AB the opportunity to enlighten us. Yes, sir.
Okay, so MPP NDC, I always say, my more or less like I should call them probably cousins.
Yeah. Look, Alaska.
Because Omunina came into being around the time Ghana Funina Jitum say Yabre military rule. So we decided to go for a referendum, adopt a constitution. So the NDC was formed around, I think, 11th June 1992. Then the next month, I think 28th July, just about a month and a few days, the MPP were also formed. Now, around that era where MPP were formed, the MPP had an image of an intellectual and an elitist party. Whereas the NDC were seen as more or less like a party for the masses. The leader of the party at the time did not even have the highest qualifications when it came to education.
Yeah.
On the May patron. A lot of the people around him at the time also did not meet that high educational, standard. Yes, as time went on, a lot of them also, upgraded themselves.
Yeah.
Rawlings himself was smart to bring in people who also met that criteria, like we would say PV Obeng, who was his advisor at the time. Because if he didn't have what it took, he needed people who had that knowledge, who had that exposure and experience to guide his path.
Yeah.
Okay. But in the MPP, they already had stalwarts. So we share almost contest, even the
intellectual stalwarts.
Exactly. Dr. Safuedu, Janice Selby, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, President Kufuor, who had even served in government at a very young age before, had gone to top schools in the UK.
Yeah.
Akufo-Addo himself went to Oxford and the likes, and through to even 1996, Omombe contesting, and the people that were within the party, the Daruches, the Odoi Sykes at the time. Odoi Sykes was a lawyer. These were people like huge, influential people of society. So the MPP had that aura around them that first of all attracted them to the middle class of society in particular. And the middle class helped carried along the working class and the masses. The NDC, on the other hand, then appealed more to the working class and the lower classes of society. But they had BBR a year around them. I became an albatross. That was a party that was born out of the barrel of the gun. because they were coming from the PNDC. The only difference was they just took off their uniforms from the military era
Yeah.
and then took on shoes and other
And
what
kente.
do you, exactly.
Mm.
So that military era, no image, were still stuck in a lot of
minds of
people's
people.
minds. Particularly, a lot of people don't understand why Ashanti region is still, or let me say, even though their stronghold, grip on the stronghold is being loosened gradually, and the NDC is making inroads. But back then, what assured MPP of votes was because of a lot of the business people within this region suffered the most atrocities
at the hands of
the
NDC.
NDC, the BMSs, the Boache mattresses, the
Apiamenkan.
Apiamenkes, and the likes. These were more or less like industrialists who held Ashanti-Man, and they were crushed, or their businesses, or at some point even Chairman Rawlings himself campaigned against the purchase of Apiamenken soup, Apino soup. So everyone who lived in this region or was from this region, and as a can person, Biano, had that at the back of their mind, say it was a war between them and the NDC, or let me say Chairman Rawlings at the time. It brings me to what you asked. What has the NDC done to make themselves attractive
now?
The NDC did everything to shed off their past image.
Their military image.
That is the point.
I
and
see.
the image that associated them with violence.
Since when?
Since Professor Mills.
Since Professor Mills.
Yes.
We've had President Mills after Professor Mills.
Yes.
President Mills is President Mahama is the only elected civilian president who didn't have anything to do with military, but still adorns a military uniform because he's a commander-in-chief of the Ghana Armed Forces.
Now, I say Professor
I
Mills.
haven't finished.
Yeah,
NDC happens to be the only party where, especially when it gets to elections, their national and regional and constituency organizers dress in camels. Behaving as if they are militias and talking as if they know everything about this. So NDC, when it comes to violence, electoral violence in this country, nobody can tell me otherwise about this. If you have heard that if somebody has been slapped, it's likely that the person was NDC. Somebody has been shot, it's likely the person was NDC. Somebody has been arrested because of election, it's likely the person was NDC.
You see, your point is from the position of more followers of the party.
Right now,
I'm talking about leadership in terms of the
President Mahama is a leader. He wears military uniform.
If you look at
Joseph Yamin is a national organizer.
Yes,
he wears camo to campaign. This boy who now is the deputy defense minister, Buruja Jemfi.
Yes.
Yeah, he wears camo down.
I understand all that. There's a symbolic aspect.
I've never seen any MPP wearing like that.
There's a symbolic.
He calls himself a general.
Yeah,
he dresses like a militia.
I'll get to that in terms of the symbolism of what you are talking about. But I'm talking about through the generations, the image,
the last 30 years,
that cleansing of that image.
Yeah.
Somewhere around 1981, when the last school was made.
31st December.
From 1981 to 2024. 1981 to 2024 were 43 years old.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm included.
Now from 81, I'm experiencing a lot of those atrocities. A lot of them had died. A majority of them had died. They are in their 70s, 80s.
Yeah.
We've had about 3 generations in between.
That I agree.
Voting generation.
Yeah.
Those people I'm the one I'm talking about in terms of the image now, because a lot of them didn't come
they
to
don't
see all
have
those.
anything
That is the point
to remind them of.
So the NDC worked hard, starting with Professor Mills.
Yeah.
When he started preaching that type of you see that even in 2004, Ghanaians didn't trust Mills because they felt Obakra Rawlings in a bed.
Remote.
Then some way, somehow, he exhibited that show of independence by rejecting Rawlings in an imposition of Betty
Mold Idrisu
as and on one Mahama.
Yeah.
Then when they even came into office, you saw that is when the friction between One Rawlings started, because the way Rawlings wanted him to do things was his own man.
In fact, the friction was between Rawlings and him. It wasn't between Professor Mills and Rawlings. Professor Mills had nothing to do with
him. So gradually, Ghanaians started trusting that, okay, then this party or this leadership is tilting away from the iron fist hands of Rawlings.
Yeah.
Then when Mahama came into office, there was a deliberate attempt to phase out the Rawlings legacy out of the NDC.
That I agree. including
It
even
was
from the
it was
party.
deliberate. It's
Yeah.
all kind of a book now.
Yeah.
When he talks about the babies with sharp
Teeth.
teeth,
Yeah.
it was deliberate.
Yeah.
Because they knew very well that the more Rawlings kept his influence in the party, the more the party would become unattractive to the Ghanaian public.
Yeah.
And it would, in a way, hinder almost chances at the ballot or in elections.
Yeah.
So gradually, and even today, also people wonder why Senator Rawlings hasn't got any position in the NDC.
I'm wondering same.
Yes. And it is part of that grand scheme.
I see.
There are people around the president who feel that we have moved on from Rawlings and let's continue moving on from Rawlings. Yes, the daughter is an
medical
MP. I know
doctor.
the Ghanaians, the constituency decided, but the larger Ghanaian public, if we don't erase permanently that Rawlings stronghold of the NDC now, it will definitely defeat us.
Okay.
And in doing so, no, they have been able to, and then a region like the Ashanti region in particular, now the party has become more attractive to a lot of the people. I remember a typical example, Herbert Mensah, former protocol chairman. When you said the Papa Safanda, Rawlings, but you saw that you got to a point on the Rawlings and Media Group. That is the point. So the point is,
he has children with the
pain. You can't say pain, hurt, time. As time goes on, a lot of those things now, forgetfulness. Ti omo na omo ya akanfo ase bi omo suffer atrocities, omo lose business na ade no. Omo asefo na omo ho no be and go through that.
Yeah, they don't even have any memory.
That is the point. What they have is the current image of the NDC and how attractive they have become.
Okay, let me add this to you. Followers, if you have, okay, I know you have been following. Time ago, when before his last visit, Poyando was here, he made this reference, very funny. And it's true. 20 years ago, let me say 25 years ago, this is Bantaman, High Street here. We ended to me when I saw a flag.
That is the point.
In your front of the
In
fact, I don't fair because
it's ahead of 2024. You saw people were
everybody was here. In fact, everything was here. It's true.
A lot of people.
Yeah.
Asefo na omo nananom na omo NDC ho ana Rawlings no ho ya no.
Yeah.
Omo wuko ono we hu Rawlings.
Well,
the onima ya obeto John Mahama.
Yeah.
Any the image as you who of the NDC party. Any young guys no mu grow more. Just moments ago near about Sam George. Let's put everything about LGBT. I mean, indeed, he worked for the party.
Yeah, he was visible every day.
He was very visible everywhere. Sammy Jemfi, Malik Basintali. You know, the leader of 5,000 men, 3,000 women. It was to galvanize the youth and make the youth see themselves in a young man who is barely 30 years.
And it worked. It worked perfectly.
That's the point.
Yeah.
So that image now, NDC, it to me creative, that almost shed it off. You say, oh, it to me, it run home. And now the new cloth normal fashion gradually being penning for I be who Rawlings for now no more uneasy about the NDC who say no. To me banish Rawlings out of their own party, no.
Rawlings that a lonely man.
Not just Rawlings, even
his wife. Yeah.
I feel I mean, and then my for boom and Omudu Omhodon, Nana Ekufuado. So even in his victory speech, Ekufuado had to thank people like Rawlings and Chachi Chikata.
Yeah.
We don't know what role they played, but he mentioned them because Rawlings realized that his own party had rejected him.
Yeah, they did.
So he had to pitch camp with another group. However, the NPP said them in my background where people saw them to be a party of intellectuals, people who knew what they were about and they could trust. NDC has fought to become everything the NPP used to be.
Okay.
And that the NPP are still fighting to become everything the NDC used to be.
I see.
So the NPP's image currently is not the best, especially for the youth. The second problem with the NPP has to do with strategic communication.
Let's stick with the image first. What is the NPP image currently?
The NPP image currently is one of hardship, one of insensitivity towards the Ghanaian public. Because I said, NDC, so man campaign the crampo ahead of 2020 election now. The NPP themselves would have lost the election. The NPP were the one who sang their own
2024 there,
because of certain decisions they took and their posturing.
Yeah.
It got to a point the NPP ni ehunyansa chengana fu nyina.
That's true.
Bibi ebeke biaye kwasi afom no munyansa chenyi nyina. And as we all know, Ghanaians don't like arrogance.
That kind of attitude.
That is the
boss,
point.
yeah.
It's an insult to them.
Oh, they may
It's a
patch.
human
And-
thing. It's not just
And
Ghanaians.
more so when maybe more typical example.
Mhm.
Ghana for because oh ahochaba.
Mm.
Then MPP penny power cotton radio. So no ahocha my mama mu taste. Mama mu taste cost road. That is Ghanaian. Yes.
Yeah.
So the MPP gradually almost ship.
Yeah.
Maybe I can say even 6 months to the election.
Mhm.
Say MDC tena if you know man campaign in Panka by December.
3 days to election, the
after-
president
after-
increased.
Yes.
Increase fuel prices.
So that image of arrogance on the main patron, the arrogance of power,
Mm.
the image of you are all probably stupid and we are all intelligent than you. know, it's what's stuck in Ghanaian, the population's minds.
And not
Sorry,
some, of,
Ambwa.
some of them are also exhibiting that in opposition.
All right, right
That-
now,
Yes,
even in opposition, and some in government are also exhibiting that kind of behavior as well.
Yes.
Because some a moment ago, somebody, I don't know the groups are Saviecho shoes the kind of 7, but I'll catch the Ghana for the
Yeah, sorry.
I can't as you choose
you see.
yeah, my baby
Yes.
brave.
But you see, generally, no, you see,
Okay,
let me tell you
very
this.
fine.
You say power, what do you call
Corrupts.
corruption? Absolute power,
Corrupts,
corrupts
absolutely.
absolutely. Also, nipa yena were a bit of ego and arrogance in us.
Yeah.
It is how well you tame it or fail to tame it that becomes a problem.
Yeah.
So in every government, you find 1 or 2 people. But generally, in terms of how the NDC current appointees have been able to tame themselves and restrain themselves in not sounding disrespectful to the Ghanaian public, I think they've done absolutely well.
I see.
Particularly, we say the health minister.
Mhm.
Some of the salvos are going away the disrespect that has gone a candos way. Say you will be full probably some of the statements you make will be inflammatory. Generally will be to say Amabua, people like Haruna Idrisu, also name ministry a lot of hit called teachers say Piketty idea. He has sometimes no appear more like in past times where you go and picket and they send some staff of the ministry to come and meet you. All them So in terms generally they have been restrained in that era. Whereas said kind even in opposition, we are still seeing that I mean I can say then people have not moved on from that defeat of 2024.
Yeah.
In their minds and in their psyche,
Yeah.
they are still in power. So it affects their communication. The other area AMA NDC are attractive than the MPP is strategic communication. MPP has fragmented communication across
That I agree.
everywhere.
I agree. You are 100% spot on.
Yeah. Miracles
Something different.
Or down the Juana Kushia menu different
Yeah.
thing. Or no so down the Juana Richard Ahiaba. I become something completely different. Then Dr. Baumia, the leader now, also comes to tell something completely different. So what was a Ghanaian now? It becomes very difficult for you to pinpoint exactly what
they are trying to
they are
communicate.
trying to say to you.
Yeah.
Whereas for NDC, all the emergence patterns of scandals, people don't understand why a lot of the serious issues happening and the NDC now. No, I say in here Ghana for it is because of their strategic communication.
They have done well with the government
Who say,
WhatsApp group as well.
If you tell a lie repeatedly,
It becomes true.
it becomes truth.
Yeah.
This has something bad. The Sami Jenfi Beba Bekano. And one has Sam George Beba
Yeah.
Sam George Dan who you kofre Fifi Kweta and one also
Oh,
Beba
Fred,
Bekano.
so full computer
That is-
crab.
So you see, it becomes easy for the Ghanaian people to trust what they are saying than for Mamma Moutka example. Now we are almost say yeah painting.
Yeah.
Then people have decided for whatever reason to attack it. Oh, Hona Obia boss, yes, a child labor. Obi so boss no, and your child labor. Driver security car, on between a accident. Then another person comes on the paper with a different narrative.
Yeah.
So when there's distortions in your own statement, people struggle to believe you. And when the investigators say crime we see, it's easy to know who actually committed the crime. Assembly see you about make rana mini how. And if you are not part in and now in house, then a chair so now me had to bear 11 and sign me. Then you are putting yourself in the path of being a suspect, or a person of interest in the case.
Because you are beginning to
But
lie.
say mini from an opa.
Yeah.
Who come a day, mini from an opa. So communication, strategic communication has been the MPP's biggest problem.
Since the absorption of NDC in 2025.
Yes.
I see.
Even before
Okay.
2024, the MPP were drowned in the communication space.
That I agree as well.
After 2025, they are still being drowned.
I agree as well.
Reparations.
Mm.
Well,
the topic was not reparations proper. It was
okay,
acknowledgement.
Yes, acknowledgement of slavery as a crime
that's
against
great.
humanity.
Yeah, simple.
That is fine. But in that conversation, you have the majority leader comes to say, oh, he dismisses the whole concept completely.
Minority.
Then you have another, the minority leader,
Mm.
Fenyo Makin. Then you have another group who come to say, no, let's credit Akufo-Addo because he started this thing.
Mm.
So you ask yourself, which is which?
Mm-hmm.
Is it important
Mm-hmm.
or we should credit?
Mm-hmm.
If I were a strategic communicator for the MPP,
Mm.
I'll focus rather on the credit.
Yeah.
Because that highlights my party's role in this whole thing.
Yeah.
Immediately Afenyo came with the complete dismissal. After will be a dismissal or who here, you cry participating in it. So when you could those kind of stuff.
Mm.
But as you rightly pointed out, it goes beyond just reparation.
Yeah.
So the MPP really need to be strategic in their communication.
Okay.
And they also need to have communicators who are seen as people of substance.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, people don't understand the AMA MPP votes keeps dwindling in the Ashanti region.
It keeps
I
dwindling.
remember a typical example.
Has it
And I'm
kept
going to
dwindling?
pitch MPP communicators.
No, let me
in the
get this
region.
one. Has MPP's votes in Ashanti kept dwindling apart from 2024 elections?
Oh,
MPP
from 2016,
Yeah.
there was a marginal
decrease. I see.
Then it shot up in 2020. Then 2024 was even worse
across the country,
That was
especially in Ashanti.
actually a gargantuan
Yeah.
appreciation by the
Yeah.
and
Many factors contributed to that.
communication played a key role.
Mm.
No disrespect to anyone,
Mm.
but hey, I mean,
Mhm.
and there are some communicators of the MPPR. People listen to them because they are seen as a comic relief.
Mhm.
Not really because omo be can sing bia ebesisa nipa adwen obi
Mm.
bia ho,
Mm.
but omo ti omo a omo he omo say.
Mm.
The MPP undertook a very important exercise in about 3 weeks ago. Members of the minority came all the way from Accra, came to sleep in Kumasi in the Ashanti region, mobilized people to visit cocoa farms. All the
Yeah.
to go and listen to cocoa farmers and their concerns, and the fact that government is not being fair to them by what do you call it, reducing
The price.
exactly. Kwasi, say no we media person.
Mm.
NABia, you know the real issues are. I can tell you, Sibantma Bontin talk to 10 people. None of them will be able to tell you exactly what happened on those cocoa farms except Mahama Odiyeka.
Mm.
Uchumutaya Odiyeka. And
Mm.
Mahama Akwana.
Now it's a bite.
That's the point.
It's a sound bite now.
Let me tell you. Imagine you go to undertake such an exercise, and the only bite you were able to put out there for the Ghanaian public, cocoa farms, but we rely on you for what happened there.
Yeah.
It's a guy who is seen as an unserious person.
Yeah.
So we
who's the
reduce the
credit?
whole thing to comic
Yeah.
or comedy or comic relief
Yeah.
than the substance of it. And this was led by the leadership of the party.
Yeah. In Parliament.
That is the point.
Mm.
On the other hand, NDC Force Cocoa Farms, led by the CEO, Ene Otukono,
Mm.
we saw bites of serious conversations
Mm-hmm.
of the leadership of some of these cocoa farmers.
Mm-hmm.
And all that communication was tilted in a particular way
Mm-hmm.
to blame the previous government. So Obeka, one of the groups, their leaders was saying, say, so Omobeja to say, ampa, reduction here justified Abola. Now, you say the previous, the previous government in the course, they want to see real action of the government actually taking steps to hold people who caused those mismanagements, accountable.
Yeah. Yeah.
These are serious conversations. Do you have a bite of a single serious conversation and then I'm internet so about the MPP minority in the Bay Washington region?
I don't.
When I watched their own, I became worried.
Yeah, me too.
Very, very worried.
Yeah.
So the MPP really need to have serious communicators ahead of 2024. Pacho Oti they're making.
Mitipa.
And I listen to MPP communicators. And anytime I listen to MPP communicators and I listen to NDC communicators in the region,
Here in
I-
Ashanti.
here in the Ashanti region,
All right.
not me bohu Emma MPP.
Mm-hmm.
Say, and you don't be perform what this region. Because they were speaking a lot, but was saying very, very, very little.
Mm.
Whereas if I listen to some NDC communicators,
Mm-hmm.
by the time you finish listening to them, so why do you say, oh, you get tempted to want to go and vote for them
I see.
because they attack the issues.
NDC.
They looked at the issues, attacked the issues, provided evidence, like real evidence that would even say, as some who MPP need now can no crimpuna.
Yeah.
The way they will present their case made their case believable than yours. And in law, anyone will tell you believability is more important
that's
to a
true.
judge.
But here in Ashanti, which MDC communicator do you have in mind? Who is communicating and make
Abbas.
Nuruddin?
Bas.
Mm.
Make my
Until
case,
you
in
become
Ashanti
Abbas.
Memha, Onu nipa baako no. He did more than MPP communicators.
I agree with you. There's no MPP
Just
communicator in
Abbas
this region.
Man Nuruddin.
Mm.
Ono nko nipa baako no wɔ region ha no. Say Pauliando, say Chema untumi put the anam in person meka. Because he's not a communicator.
Yeah.
Oh, they may patch on. So Abbas Nuruddin in the region alone put together MPP communicators and no. None of them was just they were no match for just that individual.
In your estimation.
And not just, that was the general perception of media people.
I see.
That was the general perception for even voters in the region.
Okay.
A lot of the youth in the region who became more attracted to the NDC was because of the communication of those people.
Okay. I want
There
you
was
to
this
end,
other, I think his name is Hussein. Another
Hussein Ibrahim.
Yes,
He
Hussein
was also
Ibrahim.
doing
Good
excellent
communicator. In
the
the same
one
region.
who is the PA to the regional minister right
Exactly.
He
now.
knows
Right?
how to attack issue and also play with
That is the
issues.
point. So you see, Ghanaians look out for substance
Yeah.
in whatever you do.
Yeah.
So the NDC continued to carry the substance right in the campaign and almost whereas as I'm telling you, I can tell you, so when you go on TikTok and you go on Facebook and the likes, a lot of the communication test of the MPP in some people posted there just because of the humorous nature of it.
Yeah.
They did dance or can some said you better watch. And I say this because the NPP is a party I've been associated with for a very long time.
I see.
So when I see the trajectory the party is going,
You get worried.
I get very worried.
Yeah.
Because some of the communicators I saw in the region of the MPP, where people are or Tena radio or Kasa. And some of them are still around. So I don't know why they are even leading. They are not leading the communication of the party.
Still around.
Oh, because he said, or Tena or radio or Kasa. Now pentamako baby cry for ya idea. Compared to an FOIA. So what is all yeah now on yadia crowd pentama if you honmako. Said they be I want to because and yas and papa be an obeka. So that is it. We've moved into an era where because of social media and the evolving nature of our politics and our interests in, attraction has become the main focus when it comes to particularly galvanizing the youth base of every political party.
Yeah.
Sure. When him say NDC attractiveness, it goes beyond even just communication. Even appearance ahead of the 2024 election. I am not sure NDC paraphernalia. Almost t-shirts, almost scarves, na NPP.
Oh, the almost stage, almost program.
That is the point.
Program now, because I line up where MC, any other, everything was on point.
John
Mahama was joking.
John Mahama,
On the other side.
Youth Forum, Bukum.
Yeah.
You saw the ambience they created. They put the president in the middle. And the camera angles, how the ambience, it's all part of the communication story.
All right.
Whereas when Dr. Bamia went to meet the youth, very dull. Just the whole engagement was so dull. Say, what?
I'm hearing TV, sorry.
I made the crowd, sorry.
So
So that is the point.
Invite to I was like, what?
You look at the NDC and you realize that they have been strategic in investing in every aspect of OMO operations to make them very attractive.
I see that.
And the last I want to talk about is even OMO appointment. The president has been very, very kind to the youth of this country who followed the NDC.
He has rewarded them.
Share from ministerial appointments. Betumaka said this NDC government is one of the youngest you find anywhere in the history of Ghana in terms of ministerial appointments.
That's true.
Age, they are the youngest you find. Go to CEOs and other heads of departments,
young
and
boys,
even boards. Very young people. Creative arts, Kafui Dan Kumne, KO Demo. These are all people who appeal to the youth. Because they realize that, you see, Ghana's population is an aging population. A youthful population. Mpanimfoɔ no dodoɔ na ewu ɛna ɔmo yɛ between 15 to the 41 years na ɛdɔɔso paa. And in the next elections, 15 years for now, ɔmo hover around no ɔmo mu dodoɔ na last election I think about 1.7 million new voters were added to what do you call it, the roster. In the next election, it's expected to be even higher. A majority of that will definitely be new voters. On their patron. So the MPP needs to actually work on their communication. The fragmentation won't help them.
Okay.
That's the truth.
Okay. This is the voice of Mr. Abraham Alokori. You can call him AB. That is what he's most known for. He's a media man himself, and he has been helping us understand why NDC is becoming more attractive and what MPP can do to also get some attraction. Somebody say you look like Hussein. I'm tempted to believe that, you look like Hussein, but I've not met Hussein in person. So
I wouldn't even met the gentleman
myself.
So I only listen to him on radio, but I've never met him anyway.
When you see him now, you really admire him.
Okay.
I've not met him
this is what we are having now. You heard some other issues, baby, but Pamiko, TikTok live page owner, engage and engage. Richard Murphy, good evening to you. God's Eye, good evening to you. Chapman Jr. Now I follow him because he followed me. Chapman, good evening to you. Asafo J is also here. Odishebosu is also here. Ayaba GH is here. Kweku Abeku is here. Wow. Richard Mensah is here. And then let's see. Line. Is it Line? Yeah, Line is also here. Let's see some of the comments that Muriel share. Godside say people don't want the truth. Not everything is politics. So MPP Chapman Jr. Saying Poyando is not helping matters. Well, Poyando is always funny. Some people don't find him funny, but I do. Richard Murphy says should be taught how to go about it. I think Richard was talking about communication. Communication is the biggest problem of MPP. Patrick Palmer brought the idea that communicators should be taught how to go about it. Okay. Kwame Atta is also joining us live. Goss, I say we should check the Ashanti Regional Minister humility to the core. Wow. That about say very, very true. MPP let MPP down. Wow. That is also very true. Kojo Bonsu was talking about Jeff is saying that Fresh Jeff is saying that we are spitting facts. I hope it is AB or CJ or Richard. Kojobosu is saying good evening, Kwasi and your pandits. You guys have let NDC to deceive us. Don't be deceived, Kojo. CJ is in the house. He's coming to take his bite.
I think that communicator assume that automatically based on the work and NDC.
That is a wrong perception.
Especially when they all kind of favor
NDC more. No.
But we don't assume things you don't know. Sometimes listen to the end.
That said, the Lord says the MPP will come back stronger. Mr. Dankwa is saying, what does a reply there? Mr. S is S. My former guy, we didn't know. Afenyo is also one of the problems of our MPP party. His leadership is not matured.
Yes.
We say politics are about perception and propaganda, but governance is about reality. Let the NDC deliver. In fact, these are some of the comments. I know many comments are there, but We are barely 15 minutes away from the studio. So let me go to CJ, take his bite on the presentation given to us by AB, and I come to Richard for your bite as well. CJ.
Yeah, before no me were better a friend say me breaking into two. Partly me jituna, partly I disagree. But my friend free this angle say with the MPP, what I'm seeing they lack currently by organization. Because he was talking about the cocoa farm when they went to the cocoa farm. Now, a very important exercise as registering friends and new members. Do you know, say, as at now, the member of parliament, they are still in their various, they are not in their various constituencies. Accra, running government business. Parliament will say, so you are doing the most important exercise. As at now, I was this morning, I'm in Chidi because I say, JFK should extend the 31st March to maybe ending of April. Because if someone belongs to a society, I didn't say, obey in a free. That is why in America, we have Republicans and the Democrats for a long time. Then he gets his card when he's at a certain point going to college, going to high school, they register as a Democrat or as a Republican. Nipa bisano, I didn't say over convincing otherwise. Okay. Now, Nabundi adwen ba I say ampa you register new friends say party members. Fantastic. Same way as when they wanted to do the earlier primary for the flag bearer. Some people had issue with it from day one. I thought say a fantastic idea. In fact, so I mean who say it was brilliant. A friend say thing they did. And coming back to what I was saying, I mean I don't get lost in my thoughts. I think say organizing. That's what I have to say. Proper organizing right now is lacking in the MPP. As at now, Muslim was a 1 million. You were saying in the morning that they have a million new. I'm telling you, some year properly, they should have more than 3-4 million new registered. Because we have MPP registration now more than that. The Omundru baby, they are not even up to 1 million. Okay, and this is an exercise first time in history. We exercise and we allow say even online. But your member of parliament, I said, no champion this. They are in parliament. They are in Accra. They are not down here.
To the market, speaking to
so they say, I cocoa farm acquired this campaign. It was good. But I'm telling you, cocoa farm and when you some of cocoa farm and I am Tiana or see him Tiana. Cocoa farm and President Mahama was for 1,001. When you say 3,600, they say about 2,005. The 1,001 are buying for only. So what I say, but the most important exercise I say, new members. New member no, easy say friend new member at the time of election.
Yeah.
Because the number will be current.
Yeah.
So what I say, it will be easy to electronically to reach out to new members. It is something that I will appeal to the leadership of the MPP to extend it. No money or member of parliament and then cast no brought down in their various constituencies. Especially this Easter holidays. They can go to the various churches. Now the churches allow that because they know say it's part of their social responsibility.
Yeah.
NDC MPP they should take this opportunity because we have a long holiday, Easter holidays. No more brought down and then go to various churches and then various everywhere I say new the SS and crown will be both year 1 and year 2. I didn't say year 3 in the old school. Okay, catch them young and they shall be yours forever.
Right.
They should come down and then time factor to my through and I'm where I say I believe partly with AB and then partly I don't agree.
Disagree.
Maybe I mean disagree and say the party is not that attractive. Why am I saying this? Saying this is attractive and there won't be less 2 million voters in MPP that they didn't vote. So I didn't attractive to me. I'll shun my party and go and vote for NDC. So what I say, but we are on record to have said, say indeed the records show so over 2 million people did not vote at all.
Yeah.
Why? Because NDC was not attracted to them. Again, MPP, they couldn't vote for MPP because MPP had let them down. So what I say, but in terms of communication, I agree with him perfectly. Say communication there, NDC. Right now, best.
Both in pictures and in
why we allow them to have a friend say propaganda as position in their party mechanism.
MPP want TV.
Why? TV say misinformation is something we don't have to entertain misinformation.
But it worked for somebody.
It worked for somebody. Doesn't mean we should allow misinformation to foster. Until they all laws against misinformation. In fact, the reason
Becoming
why
a propaganda
lot of
secretary does
NPP
not
people
mean.
are not even able to communicate well, apart from the leadership.
No, propaganda does not mean you are lying. No.
It means you are lying partly.
No,
Propaganda does not. It's like
basically is
promoting. You're
you-
promoting
At
an
the end
idea.
of one,
you
who say
putting
it too?
out
Isn't
some-
that a lie?
No, it could be
That's
a
a
lie.
lie,
It could
but
be
it's a
true,
lie.
But the
But-
point is,
At the end of one,
but-
we're being told prior to 2020 election. Say your mama punch your cow.
Wait,
Is that not a
I
lie?
just want to situate it well.
It was
The word propaganda does not mean you are lying.
I
Yeah,
understand
But you
that.
can lie or
No,
not tell the truth
eh,
with propaganda.
A
Please
fine
continue.
way of saying say you
Yeah.
are lying. Propaganda is say propaganda is not a lie. It's a lie, but everybody say hey, a white lie.
Okay.
It is a white lie, and I'm even white in it also.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, MPP were very good communicators as well. But MPP, you know, I say Ubia per se, or didn't. In
but
fact,
that is wrong.
that is what I'm saying. Say in terms of organizing, they are lacking. And what said they must have a proper forum to at least have a way of communicating to them. Say we are all for one aim. The one aim when they say the larger picture is for us to win power. We have Gideon Ba. Is it Gideon Ba? Yes. Right. Gideon Boako, thank you. Sorry. Gideon Boako Kasa. I'll sit there, Kasa for 3 hours. I'll sit there.
Yeah, he's that good.
Upon Kroma Kasa, 4 hours. I'll sit there and listen. In fact, Miracle Kasa, 4 hours. I'll sit there and listen. Fifi Wafo Kasa, in fact, 4 hours. I'll sit there and listen. Patrick Boama, I'll sit there and listen. But Obia Kasa individually, that's a problem. So and sync it.
Yeah.
It doesn't sync.
Yeah.
And when communication doesn't sync, it
It's not strategic.
It should be in sync,
That's the point.
strategic.
It's not strategic.
Right.
So what I say.
Yeah.
But and to say outright say NDC attractive, they made a hundred million to papa.
And not attracted to you,
And
but
to a lot of people.
a lot of
That's
people
why we
say-
have 2 million people. I
Mm.
could see we were not happy with MPP.
Mm.
We did not vote
Mm.
because say are they attractive, mamma? I will not sit down. I will vote against you
Okay.
rather than as a form of protest,
Yeah.
so that you learn from it. Okay.
Very well.
Because Manusi,
Kafra.
yeah, na a couple yando asem sebi in the form of communication. And I disagree on that.
He's excellent
He
communicator.
oh, yeah, excellent communicator. Obia or how you want to communicate.
Yeah.
Paul does it fantastically by
Yeah.
adding a form of
Some
comic
humor,
relief.
yeah.
Same thing as a Sedun Ketia.
Mm. It brought him that far.
So I said Ketia, and say, Papa, the other Paul, I say.
Oh, what have Paul done? Yeah.
Me there poor communication, the many problem
Yeah,
here.
me
In fact,
too.
many Papa.
Yeah.
I will entreat him say on yano even.
We need
what I would
characters
say
like
is,
that in politics.
in a way, no, almost sinking or more communication. So what I say,
Yeah.
Paul in the comic relief in the form kakra. Now others also consistent. Like AB was saying. Indeed, I was here saying, in fact, a Kukwado champion the reparation team. They will want to say, or sign any, Aqua can't for. And then communication as sign a cry. Now, no, instead of saying, because a Kukwado rather champion, yeah, they are tonching. What I say?
Okay.
Then finishing this for Chidi to come in. Look, telling lies for people to listen. It will be in fact, this year, compare by see me a lie. Yes, sir. Because in some now catch your banning and you're not
What kind of ground?
as I know, I saw your banner lie. Why? Because that's what can't deal banner. That is what NDC did. A bini LGBT friends say, Kiwasama
24-hour economy.
24-hour economy as some
133.
security force friends say security service employment as some in fact teacher training say we are automatic posting as some so what I say nursing training automatic posting as some all this were catching the youth to know my youth to know in fact there was a time when COVID the social economy now hard. Masa, what do you mean did it twice a day cry?
Yeah, no way.
So what I say, it's a political party say, we are nurse near me buy our we school me foul. We a teacher training near we are me foul. We are youth now near Jumaya, me baby far over 40,000 of friends people in youth of friends in the security forces. Uncle to Obama. You will listen. So what I say, and then you saying no cry. What is left? They say goodwill, no, the goodwill is dying out. Why? Just yesterday, look at President Mahama poster on the LGBTQ. A lot of people voted for the NDC, and I said protested. Abraham man vote for MPP because of LGBTQ plus. A lot of people did not vote because of it. In fact, nipa bebre or say Trumuti, President Bahama, a friend say, President Akufo-Addo and sign, so I will not go and vote. Again, roads. President Mahama Akufo-Addo or transit. Our friend say, this place, the largest constituency.
Yeah. Fija Kwabre. Fija Setro.
So what I said, President Akufo-Addo sat on radio and TV. So our friends say, "Okokromotini ya wodi, opa akokoto pa ben konko." So what I say, last minute he realized, say indeed the people of Ashanti region were right to ask for roads. No, they Asanso by. Asanso did a lot of miracle turnaround. In fact, Asanso Yajuma was Ashanti region, Papa. Yes, they could have gotten far lower than what they made. Let me tell you this. Senya Asanso never road minister for that short period now. Gombenya West.
2 million.
Because even the whole Bantamakra Kumbelusu, a lot of votes because of Atafua Bridge. People were dying. They were far a friend say previous road minister Amakwata Kasano Busu why what I say into all this led a lot of people to say one min koto aban kra and I said mekwa koto abeto my NDC and which you know a lot of people they did not call free HCS, which was fantastic idea. Obi say oba obeko university stress free me ma wuntua. In fact, the communication out there in the crowd said university for year 1 was going to be free. Initially. And that sank into a lot of people's head. Until later on, few people heard that. In fact, a lot of people, including myself, I thought say the first years was going to be even free in the first year. The continuous student will pay. So what I say later on, it was explained to us, just a part of it that was going to be free. So maybe a lot of people completed free. Yes, even that, say more than 2/3 are not getting the money because of the cumbersome form of to get the money. There are a lot of cumbersome way you have to follow. Wabra Munim said as administration platform is still there. You can pull the data from the administration, just send money to them. No, you have to re-register, do a lot of, it's stressful. And now we a simple friends a single error, you can't get it. You don't have option to correct it because free year 1, year 2, you can't access it again. So what I say. It's obi friend say SS or call SS we na ontimi afford SSs. Akufo-Addo, President Akufo-Addo gave him that opportunity or had the opportunity to go through the SS. Now maybe what I say, President friend say Mahama then no opposition say upa because of him say ahochire the year 1 memo could free. You will not think about the Akufo-Addo. That one is done. He said that what we. So you are looking forward to progress. Will be a progression in life. And two better man. Now what him say it's not true. So that's it. Going forward, what I want to treat MPP as AB said, I agreed in that part and said the communication of MPP is terrible. And that's what many communicators. So in fact, they still have better communicators than NDC, but they are not in sync.
They are not being strategic.
So they should find a means say Gideon Boakon, Upon Chroma, Miracles, Fifi Boafo, Eric, friend say, Boama, Peter, Patrick Boama.
What's his name? Mr. Ishak Brubi.
Mr. Ishak,
another intelligent man.
Or that, or picking a strong.
That is the point.
You will listen to that man, Ishak. He has been here.
Mr. Ishak.
In fact, when he was here speaking, BTN said and you are also a very good communicator because the way they pick it, you don't even want to interrupt. You want to listen. So what I say, these people should come together, find a forum, and say, we are not individuals.
Wait,
they pray for party.
Wait, I'm coming to you, Chidi, but let me pick this one from CJ before. CJ, don't you think, Sabia, this morning I raised this concern, I think yesterday and today. Imagine say MPP and Shedenya opposition leader because Baumia since becoming the flag bearer has chosen to, I don't know, there's a honeymoon or rest stop or something. For about almost 4 months now, he hasn't even coughed. Until last weekend, he held some program at London School of Economics. Don't you think, say, maybe, say, or no, as opposition leader, not begin the duty as opposition leader, Emma or static Casadia, then the rank and file of his party will fall in line. Because, may fast a him about to mark what terrorism because the pana didn't ever pray on ground or no, if you say to man or make an official pronouncement be that since that night now or we hear the victory speech. So don't you think that is also a problem?
I think say Mabusa but when you are winning, you don't talk much. I think say he's been strategic. Right now, a lot of hula balloons are in the system.
After 3 months, 4
I'm telling you, a
months.
lot of
Today's
issues
what?
are
First of-
happening.
of-
We don't
of-
need Baumia input. So what I say, he's been strategic. Allow him to be there. The goodwill is still there. Baumia started to work as people are not going to take it.
Really?
No, they are not going to take it.
The good of
It-
NDC is
It's
still there.
Though it's dying gradually.
Mhm.
Based on say, friends, social trust.
So
now,
Baumia should
them
wait till the goodwill of
all.
NDC
Not
dies.
entirely. Not
What if it
entirely.
doesn't die?
It's not because
Yeah.
get it how.
Mm.
I'm telling you right now, cocoa farmer be no bit my convincing otherwise. To say 2,500 better than
What is the population of
10,600.
cocoa farmers in the
They are a
country?
lot.
I know they are a lot, but
You are
they
a product
don't.
of cocoa farmer. I'm a product of cocoa farmer. Me nyan kit one beba me because of my cocoa friends will my
Cocoa
cocoa is
sky,
camp.
I do.
What I say? You don't think it is say friends GD pina
Yeah.
basso.
Yeah.
You think 800,000 nkwana affect
They have
them.
people who
So what I
depend
say,
on
if
them
my
as well.
uncle was looking after me now affecting I'm a kwame sabekes.
That will to affect you
So
as well.
don't belittle and say cocoa farmers. In fact, they are not even small at all.
Mm.
They are huge numbers in this country.
I see.
Again, say the mayor machi dia bebu. What affected MPP in 2000, partly in 2024 election? Because your market here could for a long time.
Yeah,
Same thing may happen with NDC.
yeah,
Right now, they don't even have a candidate.
yeah.
And then they have marketed John Mahama. In fact,
For about 20 years.
John Mahama free so one here in the next 8 years, they probably will make us a sword as a president. So what I see. Same way, a lot of people thought say Kufuor and then we more ballot.
Yeah.
And also so
I agree. And I break away, no, Alan and Kennedy Japan, some crop for
again,
no.
the military to
Dr.
Dr. Baumia, the Sereno party, organization in CP. What they need to do right now, whoever they are going to give the flag bearer, a friend say the friend say VIP running mates. That's it, for want of a better word. The running mates, they are delaying. Right now, a lot of things are going down there. So what I say, he will be say, that is also creating tension. We don't need that tension. The older the man, the earlier the better. Don't wait so long, and then last minute you bring someone, and then as a party now internally, no, you have to heal. You have to sit people down, let them know why you win you. You have to let people know why the people they prefer. No, you couldn't pick that person. So what I say, internally you.
And son
it will take so long to convince internals. Now, because the reason here, one far and now maintain. So for the bra, so that you do that job early as possible, then you
I
can
think
have
that's a clever advice coming from Kwame Pratechi. Richard, we are just about closing, but you take about 5 minutes and then your closing remarks. Then I take closing remarks from these two other gentlemen who go in about 3 minutes. What do you say? What do you say to all the issues that AB raised, and maybe something to add or take away from what CJ also said? Means I mean, my 3 minutes, in fact 3 hours, and then
But see, I acknowledge everything that AB said. What play force identity that?
I don't think so.
Maybe to be somebody, and I say, yeah, I say, what I say, you see how when you play a false identity, the sweat that you even go through, maybe by the time you come back to your real self, you know, say you've messed up, and you now need to clean that mess. The MPP, they've lost their identity. That's the truth. What's the identity?
Okay.
They are seen as elite people. And the kind of people that are leading the party now, Ghanaians don't see some of them
as elite,
as that identity that they carry.
No,
I've not mentioned anybody's name. If you are saying to me, just say that one I walk on to me. Look,
me need to me and I'm a can answer no. Any problem my party no. What the problem is, they say on front to be a communicator somewhat and a quiet issue. But in terms of say struggling for the party, fighting for the party, you can never have somebody like Untumi in the party again.
I see.
But with my backbencher and not talk much. But we need Untumi in the party.
Okay.
So be that I say Untumi MPP party and the he doesn't understand
national chairman.
I am not saying I am not in a position to say to champion the position he has to be. But I'm telling you, in the leadership of MPP, they still need Untumi.
Okay, continue.
All right. You see where such people now work on assembly. They had a way of positioning them. Look at how Kufuor campaign turned in 1999, entering into 2000. Getting in, the radical intellectuals took over. We saw them coming out. And they were communicating strategically. just as AB said, Opkai say NDC opposition, they were bringing nipa bia ni sure and obeying so constituency level they were doing that, and the Webeko Angel FM. They position certain people strategically. Now we heard DJ Slim Street is watching. Or see your catcher Sam George say Uncle the LGBT home command wahano because Sam George was positioned to speak to that because say he knows how to communicate to touch the emotions of people, and the LGBTQ plus was an emotional matter.
Very.
So Sam George had a way of saying it. Obeka ebeshiwe ebetu. What was the MPP doing? As a DD agro. When about me doing money to oba on sign me. But Sam George hit the emotions of the people and got their votes. Going forward, the MPP doesn't have leadership. That's what I'm saying. Say, come on, come on, compete me action. Election abe anymore. Anymore to get leaders. Leaders that speak to their identity that they have. Leaders when they see them, who say, this man speaks to the elites. He speaks to the upper class, the middle class, the lower class. Because during the obit is obilanti. Which you know, man, they all form new feeling, they also new feeling. Happily all around.
Yeah.
Obit says, John, do I know Sikasa no? Or Kwasi on do Sikasa. Or Basro will be said, it didn't come on a chill. NPP needs such kind of people back. You need that people to frontier the affairs of the party. And more communication, I was saying one, they need people who are experts in every area. When it comes to law and economics, you can't beat him. So anything about the law and economics, remember on Newsfar, here in Kwekubako, on the data bank issue, Sammy may had it wrong, but he was very consistent with his position. Even though Kwekubako was trying to correct him that data bank is not a bank. But Sammy Jennifer was whether a bank or not, it carries the name of a bank. So Sammy Jennifer was speaking to the perception, the identity the bank carries in the mind of people. You see it because you're intellectual, but this is how the masses sees it. The mass see it as a bank that runs as a normal bank, but you know that it's an investment bank. They don't know an investment bank. So when they hit Ofoyata on that angle, they will get them. MPP needs such people. They say Ashanti Regional Minister painting oil. If you want to counter, me if I were the communication director of the MPP, I wouldn't even let them. Remember, Poyano Veteran because say accident BC. Who are those painting? They are beneficiaries of free SHS. Speak to them. The people that have benefited from the free SHS are exhibiting their talent out there. If not of the free SHS, yes, you have this talent. As the other asset, you have this talent, but the magnitude and the number but we need to have gotten asset. So if free SHS has been able to produce this talent, imagine what we started doing in STEM, and we had an opportunity here. Yes, with all the economic yes, globally, now as MSC has exposed, say, as a government who needs to control, looking at the Russian-Ukraine war is still ongoing, but the Iran-US war, about exposing your mark, we heard the government saying, say, or more effort in Amafu. You see how I've diverted the communication, cutting around. It's the only command who painting the crown and no general air fool, but Okofi said, say, fool of the cost. The car heading. Car bob ko ninyoma bob ko it you know painting no cast efa or call car bread and butter issue. This is how we counter communication. A back tank say accident means say the person who knows you are not serious.
I know catch no
but you see how I've easily direct. This is how we communicate to be a elite no team here. You know say yes, I'm admiring what Frank Amakuni has done, but I'm also drawing your attention to certain key issues, exposing some of the loopholes in the government. Say, you claim that it was your effort that brought fuel down, but you've gotten to know that your economy couldn't stand just a shock from this Obi Mensah atono. Your economy couldn't stand. You are now acknowledging, say, fuel now akosono is because of this and that. Simply that the MPP is struggling with leadership.
But with a 1 minute, say, and we be crying. Boyanda, some can say. The paintings will cause accident. And yes, something new. In fact, so I'm a runabout. Some time ago, almost the LED screens bear 2 people. They were made to pull it down. Because almost say a cause accident. Is that different from this bara now on my own? It's not different.
You are very right, but sometimes you see, you could arrive in the wrong moment. Communication, the amount communication, very complex. No. What you say when you say it, how you say
Mhm.
it,
Time.
it matters than any other thing.
Mm.
Sure. My main case some chochidi ka painting here you are on. Many some original minister TikTok or yeah. Me who just as I didn't watch the whole thing, but people were saying okay say Mensah South solo ku omo so omo be no. Omo be ba bi ginem eni omo atwi.
Mm.
This is strategic communication.
Mhm.
Where this whole thing now also people are seeing the MPP to be more or less like um in opposition to sir at the end of the brilliant minds of our SHS students. You know. Oh, you can have issues with what is being done there. But the central focus of what is being done there, avenue, display, creativity,
Yeah.
talent. So this would have, for me, it would have been a beautiful opportunity to say the original I say,
Mm.
for the MPP to get into that space,
Mm.
own that space,
Mm.
and cry on Moye, and you have a flagship
We
program.
don't have
When I'm
empathy
the
for
buy
them,
Ɛnyɛ nkɔmɔ no na metena media ma mu.
so
Others say,
and I'm bomb
providing raw materials,
see,
the painting, and all
that
that.
is the point.
Food.
Show moon crying, donating near money idea more. I can tell you, said the NDC and the regional minister himself would have felt very uncomfortable. But you see, the approach the MPP took towards this thing
It was
with the
wrong.
backlash near idea no, rather gained a lot of lovers for. Only mama for moko. Eko doni obi this man Mary Finidin oko chair a whole like many paint a bit more you see. So watching from afar, people think you see, they've forgotten the politics aspect of it too. Yenuanumu obiama omo akwanya so omuntumi enform nim de enye bi nipa na momo tinchen na mo kasetia.
Yeah.
The same scenario, the NDC has an opportunity. The regional minister says we won't condemn the Soluku. Soluku asantima
About down
so
to
you see,
what
that is why I
level
said you can arrive, but you can arrive in the wrong moment.
Sure,
And consistently, the NPP communication structure keeps arriving in the wrong moment. The one thing I'm telling mommy bufu ye cry was you see, and I always say, I agree with when you say the MPP lacks a bit of leadership. Dr.
That one is
Bawumia
clear.
can be a very fine leader and gentleman,
Mm.
but he should be very careful the kind of people
That's
who
a
carry
topic.
his
That's a
words
topic. That's a topic for
out
another
there.
day. It's a topic for another
If
day.
Coca comes to stand out and say, and more talent, is seen as child labor. Any ordinary person sees it as that is the opinion of Dr. Bawumia.
It
But
becomes
this
a
is guy
labor when they are
who is very
receiving
close.
Uh-huh.
That is the point. And child labor is where whatever activity that minor is undertaking generates
like
revenue.
he hired them to pay them.
That is the point. Not even pay them, but whoever puts them to that benefits financially from. You see, so I think leadership mess with the communication, particularly how strategic it is. And I can say, the other day, so Ubika, I think one of the MPP communicators say, hey, Nagana for Monhuye, say MPP for NDC for so no more cassette and no more year crash and the The first thing I can say, ain't Ghana for because the NDC has led the narrative and then as I'm not for testing at the buy. You had the perfect opportunity to dig that issue, own it, and then you danced around it. And I'm more planning, and they came up with the angle to actually attack it from.
All right, gentlemen, we have to end at some point. We can't continue forever because we have been we are repeating the same thing that we have said. I think we have exhausted your points. Maybe if we have to revisit this sometime again, we will. Especially what you wanted to say the people around the flag bearers, we have to do for both because we don't know who is coming to represent the NDC going forward. We will look into that as well. Any greetings, any last words? Last words are for people who are moving fire and squad, but we're just about leaving the studio.
Yeah, my last words still na very political kakra. Where a friends ABND, MPP communicators the same way as a friend says so sourcing. When where MPP lacked the main issue nanke woman and I was saying MPP a decade for
Mm.
facts in it.
Mm.
No mobile narrative. It became about say what can say so wrong. Just that too.
Mm.
Until recently, a friend is say, what's his name again?
Manasseh.
No, not Manasseh.
Suleimana.
Suleimana.
Brian,
Friend is say,
Asempa.
Asempa enjoy news for.
Mm.
Then realize said no, it was not just because of promise broken. No,
Mhm.
rather no the amount
quantum of
involved,
money,
and
yes.
then yes, be Sundays and all this MPP
Exactly.
communicated never brought it up.
They should have approached him for that information.
You don't
You
need
need
to
last
approach him.
words, sir.
There's a way of waiting to this information.
Kwasi,
Mm.
yeah, kono once is yeah, abe MPP in Komo, and yeah, say growing up, this was a region. I live
He didn't know everywhere.
I live in the belly of the party stronghold. That is Bantima. This is Florida to them.
Okay.
The can't vote any free, but I was in the strong room of the constituency in 2024, and it was sad.
Mm.
A constituency that was pulling over 60, 70,000 to 80,000 was now doing close to 40,000, not even up to 41,000.
About 20,000
It
people
speaks.
didn't come.
And the research is very clear that a lot of people are tilting towards that. So it should tell you, say, what they are saying is true. Now, from arrogance and then change.
Mm.
Go back, revisit your book, how you communicated strategically. Peter McMahon was the campaign leader, but when Nana Komia was leading the campaign, it was very strategic.
Mm.
Obianim komo okudi.
Mm.
Obianim asema found when the presenter calls you can behind the subject matter so some with the meeting the komo freeway because on their experts we any futu fra. Now I say it do maybe you see the way some of the communicators communicate as a acquire personal attack,
Mm.
which is wrong.
Mm.
So they need to like here serious leadership.
Okay. AB.
Oh,
Any
but
last words?
my last words will be commendation for you guys. I think this is my first time. The first few times I'm sure I really liked. I didn't even know Ubia Minimum was connected
see,
to it.
yeah.
So in commodity Muna,
Oh,
or no man
yeah.
must say no, you're connected to. But I think the first two times I called you. I've seen this.
Podcast.
You on? I think we'll be a share
Mm.
with me.
Mm.
I'm like, I've seen this, but it looks like you're some more Kumasi.
Mm.
And then that is when I found out. I say, "Oh, you're connected. You are doing amazing, and
Thank
you should keep it up." I mean,
Yeah.
with your experience and these fine braids, I think you are really doing a Santiman in Ghana a
A
great
lot of good.
service.
All right. I was for Eda Munyina say, Semunya Bre, na mo share ye, mo share ye content, mo engage ye ne, mo charge you know. We are coming to engage you back. I know say sooner or later we are going to have all the shows on your Facebook. Facebook live no. Nyame ya aduma. Weekend you have us on Facebook as well. We have had some challenges of Mark Zuckerberg, McCoy, mede gyata play no kɔɛ nso asɛ mekɔɛ ano no so atu na ɛsɛ mesan ba nti wafrɛ aka kyerɛ sɛ weekend deɛ wɔbɛhwɛ na wasɔte yɛ so hopefully anytime from next week our live feed on Facebook will also show but the shows will come now. It's available on YouTube and TikTok as well. Thank you for doing the listening and watching and engaging. We shall come your way sometime to come. Please be very careful and let's go and have the Easter festivities and come back safe. Until then, have a good night.
Thank you.